Samprapum. This is a Thai spirit house. While it may look super beautiful, it's actually not a decor item. And this little spirit house is not meant to be decoration. It's actually a house for spirits that were invited to live here. And if you see one of these spirit houses on your property that you're living at in Thailand, there are some very important things to know. So watch the video and I'll explain my experience living with a Thai spirit house. Okay, I'm back and I have something very interesting and a little bit on the woo-woo side for you guys. But I think it's important for expats who live in Thailand to be aware of. So in Thailand and in other Asian cultures, you'll see a lot of these little tiny temple houses on properties, even restaurants, shops. They can be inside, they can be just outside, and they're common in a lot of Thai houses. So I just moved into a Thai house that has one of these cool looking little temple houses, and I didn't think anything of it. I was like, oh, this is cool. I thought it was a decoration item. Well, me, my husband, and my 3-year-old child were living in the house about 10 days. And my husband, who speaks very little English, comes to me one night, this was a few nights ago, the 10th night we lived here, and says, in the best way he can, I think this house a little bit not good. I said, what do you mean? He said, I think here, no, just me, you, and Max. I think another person. I said, oh, what does he mean? So before we talked more in detail about what he was explaining, I also felt this kind of like intuitive voice or this intuitive feeling of like, there's kind of something else here. I don't know how to explain it. Like normally, I don't feel like woo-woo when I'm in a room by myself, but at this house I kind of do. And we started talking more. We used Translate to assist, and he explained that when he is in certain areas of the house, alone specifically, he feels cool drafts, he feels a heavy energy. Like this house just has a heavy energy, and his sleep has been very disturbed. More specifically, he's had nightmares every single night since we moved in. And I also have had nightmares every single night. And it's not normal for me. And I don't remember all the nightmares. You know, you forget them pretty easy. But I remember one specifically where Major, my youngest child, like fell over and his head like busted and he like died. And I saw his like cold, like lifeless face, which was super scary. And then a lot of other like end of the world, like a lot of like end of the world death-based dreams, just very unsettling dreams, okay? I'm like, oh, it's cringy. But not only that, I noticed that both me, Hassan, and Max, my 3-year-old, struggle to fall asleep. Like I wear this watch that keeps track of my sleep, and my stars are very low since I've been here. I have like strong insomnia. Max constantly wakes up and comes into the bed saying that he's scared. And so I just had a thought. I was like, man, so it kind of feels like there's another presence here, right? This is my 6th time to Thailand. I know about these spirit houses, but I don't know in depth really what they are. But I went to ask ChatGPT. I knew it wasn't a temple. I thought it was like a house for your ancestors. Like I thought it was like just something like that's part of like the Buddhist or Thai beliefs, like it's not real. So then I had ChatGPT like kind of explain more in depth what this little house is in my backyard. So these sanprapums are houses that are built and placed on the property, and then someone invites spirits into the house. And these are supposed to be guardian spirits who protect you and watch over the property and just bring you good luck. but they are indeed a house for the spirits to live in. But you're supposed to make offerings, preferably daily and at least weekly, and maintain the spirit house. So, when I say offerings, it's going to sound so strange, but typically you'll see fresh fruit, red Fanta or sodas with straws sticking out, fresh flowers, garland flowers, even like little trinkets, like little elephants and little dancers, and all the spirit houses are different. So there's no like specific offerings because it depends on the spirits and what their tastes are. And I was like, okay. I told ChatGPT kind of how, we were feeling as far as like our sleep was disturbed, and it says this is extremely common for foreigners who live on a property with a samprapun if they don't maintain it, because the spirits that live in that house are used to getting sodas and fruits and offerings, and then we come along and all of it stops, so the spirits become very unsettled. They're not necessarily angry, they just feel neglected, and the heavy energy comes from their feelings. And I don't know how to process this, because I don't like deny certain things exist, but I don't really give a lot of mental space to stuff like that, because I feel like it's not part of what I physically experience. Like, I kind of thought it was a little bit funny and cute when I would see sodas and fruits and stuff on these little empty spirit houses. Like, oh, they actually believe that the spirit's gonna drink that Fanta? Like, really? But then everybody in this house is having these symptoms from not making offerings. So I'm starting to think there's actually some truth behind that. So I'm going to document this. I'm going to start just with something basic. I look on the spirit house and they got water there. They got incense. And I think I'm going to put a couple bananas. Maybe I'm going to change the water to the red Fanta, because the reason the red Fanta is good is because spirits typically like sweet stuff, because water's boring, just like humans. And Fanta, that bright red color, is easy. It's more visible and easy to find if you're a spirit. And I started learning more about this, and there's people that even go as far as putting fresh meals out there. And I'm like, well, how do you know if you put fresh food or fruits, like when do you take it away? Because it's going to spoil. It's hot out there. And typically, 15 minutes to 2 hours is enough time for the spirits to consume the essence of the meals or the food or whatever you put out there. The Fantas can withstand the heat, so they can stay out there a while. Spirits can keep drinking it or consuming its essence. This sounds crazy, but I really want the energy in this house to get fixed. And it's very apparent that there's an energy problem here. So yeah, I tried to talk to the real estate agent, who hooked me up with the house, and I'll attach the screenshot of the message, but I explained to her what was going on, and she didn't quite give me an answer. She just said something like, okay, I understand, some things must respect. I don't know. So I think if you live in a house that's housing other spirits, you have to feed them soda and fruits and give them attention. Now, I'm going to tell you the craziest part of all of this, and what really blew my mind, and I don't know how to fathom it. Okay, so that night with the conversation about weird feelings in the house, my wedding ring went missing. Okay, I was doing my deep conditioner treatment in my hair. I was lathering it up good, set my wedding ring on the sink. Okay, because I didn't want to get it all smothered up with conditioner. My wedding ring just disappeared from the sink. I don't know how to explain it, but after I was finished, I went and did something in the living room with Max. I went back, wedding ring wasn't on the sink. I thought, okay, that's really strange. it must have fell in the sink. So Hassan took the sink apart. We looked for the ring. It wasn't in the catcher. I said, okay, like, let me go to every room I went into. Went into all the rooms, couldn't find it. I searched for a long time. My bed in my room, I thought maybe it could have fell off, which is not likely. Good. You know when you know something should be somewhere, you just start looking in places that it won't even be because you're just going crazy? Well, that's what happened. And specifically the bed. I went in, took the sheet off, took the blankets off, shook them out, everything. That ring was gone. I just accepted it. I was like, I don't know. That's beyond me. Don't know what happened to it. Oh well. So that was before Hassan came to me and told me, you know, I think there's something else in this house. And then I jokingly said, I wonder if that thing like took my ring, ha ha ha, you know, as a joke, because literally the ring disappeared and I didn't have any other answer. So then Hassan suggested, like, I think we should find a new house, but because of deposit and all the like complex things that come with just moving in, I was like, I don't know, I think we should just attempt to make offerings to the dang spirit house and see how it goes. So the following morning, I went to the spirit house. I said, hey, you know, sorry if you feel neglected. I don't really know about all this. You know, I'm gonna change your water here. I swept up a little bit. And I said, I would appreciate if, you know, we could have a fresh start. I don't know what to say to it. So after I kind of went to the spirit house and sort of gave a little respectful, you know, courtesy pact, I don't know what you call it. I went into my room and my damn ring was sitting on the bed. And the bed was like made. You know, the ring was just literally sitting right there in obvious plain sight. This was the next day, right after we'd already slept in the bed and things got moved around. It's impossible for the ring to be there. So I just thought, man, what the fuck? That's weird. You know, that's really, 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 really weird. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Is it possible for a spirit to take your shit and put it back? I don't know. I sound like I'm insane, y'all, but this is exactly how it happened. I'll attach a video because I thought, oh, you know, Hassan wakes up early, he goes running and he goes training, me and Max stay sleeping. I thought, okay, Hassan found it somewhere, I guess when he was getting dressed to go for a run, and just thought it'd be funny to set it there and we wake up and see it. But he swears, he said, no, I didn't even have time to like look for your ring. I left and came back. Because I sent him a video when I walked into the room and I seen it after going to talk to the spirit house. And I was like, bro, did you put this here? He didn't put it there. I don't know. So I'll make another video, you know, after I'll give it 10 days. Because it took 10 days to really feel the heavy energy. So maybe it'll take 10 days for it to clear out. But, you know, I'll document what I do every day, what kind of offerings I make, and if there's any other people living in Thailand that have a spirit house on their property, maybe they can like make use out of this. Or just if you don't have a spirit house and you see one of these little spirit houses, I don't know, an Asian restaurant, you know what it is. Like, it's legit a thing. There are actually spirits that live in it. I don't know. What do you guys think? Put a comment. Tell me what y'all think. This is crazy. Definitely a cultural experience, you know what I'm saying? Typically in America, we don't build houses at our house to invite spirits in to dwell. Especially spirits that are entitled to sodas, you know, sometimes candy, sweets, fresh meals, flowers, I mean, geez. Incense. I'll let y'all know how it goes.